They are drawing a white line of death, and no matter which creature crosses it, will die immediately. The man drove into the car by mistake and lost consciousness, crashed into the car on the side a few minutes ago. The town was peaceful and the residents were preparing for the annual meeting. Suddenly, there was a strange sound outside. Everyone fell to the ground, even the dogs. The police thought it was a chemical weapon. So they sent someone with a gas mask and tie a rope behind. The people who went in fell to the ground and passed very soon. When they pulled the person back, they came back to life in amazement, and it seemed that the affected area was fixed. Jenny, who was sent by the city to investigate, found that the old scalper who fell to the ground and fainted not far away miraculously woke up. Then the residents of the police town who were unconscious before all woke up one after another. No one was injured or died. It was as if nothing had happened, and the town returned to calm gradually. All the women in the town were found to be pregnant. All the men got confused and angry. The women were full of worries and fears about the child of unknown origin and decided to abort. All the pregnant women had a strange dream that night. In the dream, the baby's cry sounded in the belly, and the woman involuntarily spread her hands in anticipation of the baby's arrival. The next day, all the women changed their minds and decided to have the baby because the conception and the delivery were on the same day. Hundreds of pregnant women gave birth at the same time. Many of them had accidents, and they finally gave birth, but Jenny said it was a stillborn baby and took it back to the laboratory on the grounds of autopsy. The DNA test results showed that the father of all the children turned out to be the same person. As the children grew up, the parents gradually discovered the abnormality. They all had silver white hair with superior intelligence. They could spell their own names at 1 year old. The girl knocked the food to the ground because the food made by her mother was not to her liking. Her eyes lit up with green light, and her mother uncontrollably plunged her hand into the boiling water as if possessed by a demon. Fortunately, the neighbor arrived in time and stopped it. When the doctor asked the reason, the girl on the side smiled charmingly, and the woman hesitated to speak. The next day, she came to the edge of the cliff alone and jumped into the river to commit suicide. Since the appearance of these children, there have been casualties and even suicides in the town one after another. They know very well that these children are the reasons. Without any evidence, the children gradually grew up. They walked with silvery white hair. A boy comes always with a girl. Only Tom was alone. Because the girl who was supposed to be with him died at birth, the doctor arranged a physical examination for the children that day, but he got the wrong medicine, which hurt the girl. There was a scream, and the companion heard the sound, and his eyes glowed red. The doctor was restrained on the spot, picked up the sulfuric acid on the side, and blinded his eyes. The children grow bigger and bigger with abilities become stronger and stronger. And they even have the ability to read minds and predict, but they don't have human feelings. One day, Tom came to the cemetery to look for his companion who died of dystocia, seeing the companion's mother. The pain of losing the child made her rely on alcohol to numb herself every day. Tom knew she would not be able to bear and will suicide in the end. After she left, the doctor came to mourn his wife. Tom seemed to feel the same way, so he stretched out his small hand to hold the doctor's big hand, as if to comfort him. It was also this move that made the doctor feel that these children were not hopeless, and decided to be their teachers during the self-study class at noon. The cleaner broke in. He held up the broom and said that the children were a group of monsters. All the children stood up, with green eyes, and controlled the cleaner to climb up the roof, and fell heavily. The situation is getting worse. Jenny took the doctor to the laboratory, and it turned out that those children were not human beings, but aliens. The doctor raised his gun and aimed at a girl. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, he noticed someone behind him. A group of white-haired children were staring at him viciously, and their eyes glowed red. He pointed his gun at himself, killing himself with one shot. At night, the villagers gathered together to destroy the aliens. Unfortunately, the woman in the front was controlled by the boy, and the torch in her hand fell to the ground, ignited her skirt to burn. The other kids also found Jenny, and found her companion who was being specimened. They controlled Jenny, and Jenny dissected herself alive. Then the police arrived here, who were not the children's opponents. The girl's eyes turned red. The policeman lost consciousness and killed his companions. The policemen who came to support were also killed by their own people one after another. The girl can control the helicopter just by looking at it. The doctor decided to take an adventure, carrying a box of time bombs to die with the children, and he wanted to send Tom away. This abnormal behavior made the girl feel that something was wrong. She came to the doctor and used mind reading to see through him, but the doctor to be very determined and successfully blocked the girl's mind reading. All the other children also gathered around and attacked the doctor. At this moment, Tom's mother appeared and secretly took him away, but was attacked by the kids. Tom rescued her in time and then escaped together. The children broke the doctor's consciousness and saw the bomb in the box. It was too late, and the bomb explosion ended in a raging fire.